Hey, what's up guys? Colby Cheese here for another recap of the Sound Blaster Nations tournament. This is going to be USA versus Germany, game number 1. And up top for first gank attempt, there's a nice fear going off onto Laomi, but he eats an orange, and it's K, and he ends up getting first blood onto Dan Din with the help of the turret. Dara stays a little bit too long trying to dive the turret in an attempt to pick up the kill. Not going to happen. The turret picks up the kill. That's Laomi with 2 kills worth of experience and a really bad start for USA. But later on into the game, as the Dragon is up at about 32 minutes in, and a pretty still match, they do get it nice engaged, and Dan Din runs in with the crazy ultimate and goes down really fast. Hard ultimate doesn't really do that much damage to everybody, but a perfect Sona ult hits 3 people, and Reginald coming in with some really well-placed bombs there, blowing up Sleazy Weezy and putting an ulti on himself just in time. Darius with his ultimate onto that Caitlyn is doing so much damage, and they just can't handle all of the revives from both a Yorick and from a Zillion, and so they end up doing really well this game. Now Germany goes, they pick up a dragon, and on their way back to their base, they get cut off once again by Dan Din, ulting in onto Candy Panda, getting him into a fear, making him not do any damage. A Gangplank ulti goes down to try and save them, but Sona picks up her ultimate on top of them, and they're able to put out a lot of DPS, taking down Dan Din, but he does have the Zillion ulti in place, and he's able to survive. They're trying to chase down Reggie. They do pick up the kill onto him with a nice binding, but not before Xpecial barely gets away with his life. Momo's not able to get him with one more auto attack. Not a big deal. Nif also barely escapes. However, this whole time Candy Panda is up top farming while this fight is taking place, and Xpecial comes back with just enough HP to help out with those auras. They take out Laomi, and down goes Moma. Candy Panda cannot do much, and that pretty much secures the game for USA in match number 1. Moving on to game number 2, the roles are basically reversed in the champion picks. Now Germany with Sona and the Caitlyn, as well as the Yorick. And Candy Panda lands 1 Q on a Chester, keeping him really low and pushing him in the tower. Boom! 1 more Q. Chester is 1 hit from being dead. He's going to have to back at level 2, but he decides to stick around for a little bit of healing from Xpecial and try to defend his tower as much as possible. But Candy Panda sees this opportunity. Boom! Gets the first blow with a 3rd well-placed Q on the Caitlyn, and now Chester's really far behind, losing out on lots of experience and gold, and the tower eventually goes down at 9 minutes. But here is going to be an epic engage as Xpecial wants to make something happen here and try and make up for them getting that kill. Xpecial taking tons of damage now, popping his ultimate to try and stay alive with no mana to help him out, and Reginald actually sees all this action, comes from middle lane to pick it up. Nice ignite onto Candy Panda, takes him out, and it looks like a pretty good fight from USA. Reginald is able to dodge with a flash and another juke from the Q, and Dan Din comes in for the shield. They look like they're going to be just fine. Reginald has hardly any mana and no ulti, but Dan Din wants to go in for the kill. Kind of a crazy attack though, because Moma still has his ulti. The ulti bounces on Reginald and on Dan Din, and boom, he takes a Hadouken to the face for the double kill on a Moma, and he now has a double buff. What a bad play. And oh my goodness, that ultimate from Ezreal almost takes out Moma, but he says no thanks, I'm going to go ahead and keep this one here. Germany looking like they're doing really well now at 6-3 in the game right now. I do miss this, but if you take a look on the minimap, there is an engage with Darius and Dan Din up top, but Laomi is actually able to defend them off 1v2 and take out Darius. Dan Din decides to turn back around with full health, and he wants to go on to Laomi now that that ulti is down, and he's just going to do as much damage as possible, but his team is on the way, so this could turn into a pretty sick team fight. Reginald comes up to pick up the kill, actually misses Laomi as Laomi dodges out of the way. Now they are on the run, and Nif gets a perfect ulti from across the bush onto both Dan Din and onto Reginald, and the kill goes down to Moma, picking up the double, and Xpecial runs for his life, and here comes the teleport. Darius wants to come back and do as much damage as possible. Boom, getting his ulti onto Laomi for that kill, and they're going to try and turn this around onto Germany. Germany's now on the run, and Ezreal puts down a pretty big ulti, and he's going to try and blink in for the kill. Now with the Laomi goes, Darius thinks that he can do quite a bit of damage. However, I don't think he realizes that a 4v2 is not in his best interest. Now getting feared by Sleazy Weezy. He's on the run this time, and Darius going really low. He gets taken out by the Q, and Candy Panda has another one. Chalister now on the run, and thinking that he may be strong enough to take out Candy Panda, he actually turns around and tries to go for it here, but he may be underestimating the power of an exhaust, and Candy Panda flashes over, and he actually activates Baron picking up another kill for Candy Panda, and this game is looking really bad, 12-4 in Germany's favor. Now for a final attempt to make something happen, there was great poke going down. Germany is all below about half HP. USA going for the chase, trying to make this happen here, and a nice Ezra ult picks up lots of damage onto the Sona, and as they think they're going to be strong here, Special actually gets a split from the team, and so does Dan getting killed by Baron, and Reginald really low, able to pick up one kill onto Naomi and another from the Caitlyn. But Caitlyn comes in here, and she's doing big damage. Chelsea goes down, and now for the chase. Boom, both people get hit by the Pillar of Flame, and Moma gets a double kill. Once again, Dyrus going down to an auto attack, and man, that's not looking good as Germany is so far ahead. For a last final attempt to salvage this game, USA tries to get Baron, however they get engaged upon, and a nice ulti going onto Candy Panda. They are able to take her out, but boom, no! You do not get the ghost onto Candy Panda because he was actually ulted by Leome from York, and a nice snipe from Candy Panda takes out Ezreal even after she's dead. That York pick is just a complete counter to this team setup, and now Germany's going to take that Baron and win game number 2. Not to be shaken by that terrifying loss, USA comes back with better picks this time, and now Reginald taking Bran instead of his Gragas takes a nice first blood on a Momo with a well-placed full combo. What great play on Reginald's part. And now moving on down to the bottom lane, we have a Crabgot trying to counter out Chowster, who is playing Caitlyn, and he goes in for a little bit of poke harass, but Dan with a nice gank at the perfect timing comes in and he saves his Banitosh for the flash, goes in on a Cannon Panda, and that's going to be another kill for Chowster on the bottom lane, and you never want to feed a Caitlyn, especially not when it's Chowster. A little bit later into the game, the towers are being pushed quite nicely, and a dragon is even being picked up by USA here. Nice fight going in. Candy Panda actually with a silly swap on a Reginald, pulls him out of the way and gets a boom. Everyone ultied by Dan. That's all three of them getting caught, so that's a dragon for USA, and 2 more kills on top of that. Sleazy Weezy actually not going to go down as he flashes over the wall, but that is still not good for Germany, looking pretty bad at 4-0. Now down bottom, Candy Panda super low, even diveable at this point. Dan knows this, so he's coming around for that double dive gank. And here we go, Chowster going in with the ulti on the Cannon Panda. Cannon Panda goes down, and boom, so many ultimates. One from Gangplank even to secure a double kill and a tower on bottom lane. Now 6-0, Germany looking to be in a really bad position. They get engaged on in the middle as they're pushing. Down goes Naomi before anything even happens, and Candy Panda swaps himself into the turret. What a silly move on his part. Bran gets a great ulti off, and it hits several people. Moma really low now, but Pyra comes in from top lane to pick up a kill. Down goes Moma from Reginald's Q. And for final salt on the wound, Dyrus flashes in, puts the exhaust on a Niv, and takes him down. What a nasty fight, and that's going to end it. A decisive win there for USA. Great game, well played. And if you guys enjoyed this quick recap of the 3 games, be sure to hit that like button because it really helps out. Thank you guys, and I'll see you around for the next one. Peace out.